All right, now after we got the cover page completed, we're going to look at the basic setup. The basic setup is fairly easy as long as you follow and make sure you have the correct SAE types in there, and then you put the correct date. So for the date that you started ag, if you started your freshman year, you're going to put 9/1/2013. Then the ending day of the application is automatically set free. You cannot change this. Then it says, mark all the types of SAE in your time in your ag applications. So this is where, if you have kept records in AET, the check mark should already be done. But if you haven't, this is where you're going to have to pay attention. So if you have done exploratory, things in which you didn't get paid, but you just wanted to find more information on, such as maybe seeing what type of food plot for wildlife works better, or doing an agri-science research project, trying to figure out if people can taste the difference between generic versus brand, then you'd click on that. Research, again, could be your agri-science research one. Exploratory, again, you're not getting paid. So that's just kind of the difference for them. But the ones that most of you have from talking to you have been placement. Placement is a job that you get paid for. Whether you get paid for a check every day or every week, or whether you have had mom and dad pay things for you for doing things around the farm or doing things at an ice cream stand, whatever. So you'll click placement. If you also have an entrepreneur one in which you are getting money for types of goods that you sell, so would rather a lot of your 4-H projects would be placement, would be entrepreneurship. So if you have that, click entrepreneur. So for this one, this example one, I'm going to have both placement and entrepreneur because that's where most of you have your SAEs at. And so then the next part that we got, this is where you may get overwhelmed, but don't. This is asking you the beginning value prior to your first ag course. So if you had money in your account, now this is going to require you to go back and think, then you would put, so let's say I had $50. Then value of cash bonds. I don't have any cash bonds. Notes receivable. Anybody owed you anything at that point? Nope, didn't have anything. Invest in harvesting and growing crops. Let's say most of you may just have 0 in here. You might not have anything, but let's say I decided that I had some of my beef cows. So I had one beef heifer, and her value was about $500. But then I also had a steer that I was raising that year, but I only paid $300 for it. But I had it before I got into my ag class. This would be non-current value. So this could be things such as equipment, buckets, those sort of things. So a pleasure of breeding animals. I didn't have any, so we're just going to put 0. Investment of pleasure. Nope, didn't have any. Machinery. Nope, didn't start any. Didn't really have any. Fences, land, investment that I owned. Loans, again, didn't owe anybody. Anything that when I started before my ag classes, so I'm in 0. Then the values ending. So this would be what you have right now. So right now I have $1,000 in my account. I've been working a lot. Value of cash bonds, still don't have any life insurance. And maybe somebody owes me for something like chickens. I sold them, so I have to put $100. That's because they owe me. And then this will come from other pages. Loans, liabilities at the end. You may say you do not owe anybody anything. You have everything paid off. Maybe mom and dad helps. So we're just going to put 0 in for all that. Now the personal income and cash expenses, we're not going to worry about that. We're not going to put anything in right now because sometimes these numbers can throw off the rest of your application. This will actually be one of the last things that we come back to and start filling out. Then we're going to go to the next page where it says additional requirements. This is where you have to do these requirements for your Keystone. So you understand parliamentary procedure. If you know how to make a motion, amend, vote on it, know how to adjourn, know the difference and how to make an amendment, previous questions, those sort of things. So you're good there. some sort of 6-minute presentation relating to agriculture or FFA. And this could be in classes where you teach ag counts. This is where if you did a presentation on an ag career in English class, did something in 4-H, you can click yes. Has it participated in completion of program activities? All of you have program activities in your hand and are working on doing that. So those are those different ones right there. Then the next page where we're going to look at SAE placement and entrepreneurship, because those are the two that we have. So we're going to stop right here. Just make sure you get that information filled into your SAE, and then we'll start on the next one.